sometimes back into the same communities that they just committed crimes in. Our new law will flip that script by creating new reverse onus bail provisions for violent and organized crime-related offenses. We're making bail stricter to keep you safer. With so-called reverse onus bail, it will no longer be up to the Crown to prove why someone should stay behind bars. It will be up to the accused to prove to the court why they can be trusted to be released. Their risk of reoffending and their history of past 10 years will be considered. These strong new reverse onus bail provisions will apply to violent auto theft, to break and enter, to human trafficking and smuggling, to assault, to sexual assault, and to extortion involving violence or violent threats. Simply put, these changes will keep violent repeat offenders of these crimes off our streets and out of our communities. Canada's new government will also toughen sentences for repeat offenders of auto theft, of organized crime, and of home invasion, so that criminals who have repeatedly victimized your community do not have the chance to do so again. We are delivering the change to keep violent repeat offenders off our streets. We'll also allow for consecutive sentencing for violent and repeat offenders, so that a 7-year sentence and a 5-year sentence can mean 12 years behind bars, not just 7. This change will keep dangerous criminals off our streets for longer. And to protect workers and businesses, we will implement harsher sentencing for organized retail theft. No worker in a neighborhood convenience store should have to worry about being robbed by gangs or feeling that no one can intervene and no one will face justice. In addition, we will reverse laws from previous governments that are simply not working. And the first of those is conditional sentences for sexual assault. Right now, someone convicted of sexual assault can be eligible for a conditional sentence, meaning they may be able to serve their sentence at home, in the very community where their victim lives. That is not justice. Our legislation will put an end to this. If you commit sexual assault, you will serve your sentence in a correctional facility. La violence sexuelle constitue un crime grave qui a eu des répercussions majeures et profondes sur la vie des victimes.
Repercussions on the victims' lives. Victims of sexual assault should never have to cross their aggressor in everyday life, whether it be at the grocery store, their workplace, or elsewhere in their community. That is why our government will make sure that sexual assault, people who commit sexual assault will be imprisoned and not have conditional sentencing.
Our election commitment to hire 1,000 new RCMP personnel across Canada. Because tougher laws are only one part of safer communities. We also need the people and the resources to enforce those laws. With this significant investment, the RCMP will have the investigative and technical capabilities required to work actively with municipal and provincial police services, such as on critical national security issues, including foreign interference, violent extremism, cybercrime, organized crime, and online child sexual exploitation. This funding will also include hiring 150 RCMP personnel specifically dedicated to investigating financial crimes, targeting money laundering networks, organized crime, online fraud, and the recovery of illicit assets. Financial crimes take many forms, and they are rising with devastating impacts on millions of Canadians. retired Canadians who spent a lifetime saving carefully are losing thousands of dollars in seconds, sometimes just for answering a call from the wrong person. Plus de ressources pour les GRC.
Additional resources for the RCMP. Increased protection for Canadians.
These new measures will keep violent criminals and repeat offenders off our streets. They will protect the people we love, and they will deliver the justice that Canadians deserve. You know, earlier I spoke about the two lessons that Canadians have learned from the past year. First, that we must focus on what we control, and second, that we have to look out for ourselves. But there's a third lesson. We have to take care of each other. And that means empowering everyone in our country to have opportunities to get ahead. It means taking care of each other. And that means making our communities truly safe by tackling the root causes of crime. Par des investissements dans la santé mentale,
through investments in mental health,
des dépendances,
addictions
le
treatment,
et
affordable
des
housing,
destinés aux jeunes à risque.
and at-risk
Ce genre
youth programs.
d'investissement permet
These type
de
of
briser le
investments
cycle de la
allow us to
violence
break
et
the cycle
d'aider les
of
gens à
violence
trouver
and to help
leur
people
voie.
in life.
We are building communities across Canada, communities with homes that people can actually afford, providing services people need to help break the cycles of poverty and violence, and the support for those needed the most. Earlier this week, not far from here, we announced the first project within the GTA of our new federal housing entity, Build Canada Homes, in Downsview. This development will start by delivering 540 factory-built housing units, with at least 40% of those being deeply affordable. And ultimately, it will catalyze the construction of over 63,000 new homes in the Downsview area. Et en ce moment, à Kananaskis, en Alberta,
Right now, in Kananaskis, Alberta, the Attorney General of Canada, Ministers of Justice and Public Safety are meeting in order to work on this and to trace the road ahead. This work will be done in partnership with provinces, territories, municipalities, and local law authorities, because to be efficient, a solution must reflect the reality of communities we are serving.
So let me conclude. Look, the world is more dangerous and it's divided. It's changing rapidly. We can't control those forces outside our borders. But in Canada, we decide what happens here. And we're choosing to build stronger communities where Canadians can feel safe in their homes, safe in their neighborhoods, and in control of their futures. We're fixing ineffective policies from the past and building a stronger, safer future with tough new laws, big new resources, and practical solutions. We will bring in tougher sentences for violent and repeat offenders and invest in thousands of frontline officers to combat crime in all of its forms. We'll secure our border and protect our sovereignty. We will protect our communities and our way of life. We'll protect your safety and the people you love. And we will build Canada strong. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Prime Minister.